My name is Matt Gray. I'm a master's student at Old Dominion University in electrical and computer engineering. And I'm working here at the Virginia Modeling, Analysis and Simulation Center. This team is it's different from a lot of teams that I've been on. I've had internships at engineering with engineering groups, and we're all engineers and we all know and have kind of similar mindsets. So working on a multidisciplinary team, it brings a lot of different perspectives to the design process.
My name is Simone. I am a family nurse practitioner, and I am also a Doctor of Nursing Practice student at Old Dominion University.
My name is Ray LaRanger, and I'm an undergraduate student at Old Dominion University. I'm a psychology major, and my concentration is human factors.
The project that we're working on now, the main goal is to design a living space that is more inclusive.
We know that the world is not really designed in a way to help people that may have physical limitations or just have mismatches in the way they interact with the environment.
What we're planning on doing with our project is creating a space to allow an individual to live independently.
When things are built, they're not usually built with the mindset of being inclusive. We're trying to design a system that will help enable people. There was a time shortly after the Industrial Revolution when people said that human beings had discovered everything there is to discover and that science had reached its limit. And I think there's a natural tendency to become complacent and to sit and accept the status quo. And our team is here to challenge that. And it's not necessarily about developing new technologies, it's about leveraging current technologies in innovative ways.
The frontiers of the future are not on any map. There are those who say today, there can be no more progress. To what new horizons can we look now? For you, for your children.
When you're designing a system, you have a tendency to design it for yourself because you're used to your own tendencies and your own how you do things, your own frustrations and hobbies. So we wanted to design someone that would personify exactly who we wanted to help.
We all kind of had to learn what a user experience persona was. And it's something pretty common that's used in businesses as far as like trying to service specific customers and their needs. We were applying the UX persona to our project. His name was Luke, and it took us a couple of different tries to get him right. Every time we were bringing him up, there was more that could be added, that needed to be added. But we decided to go with a kid on the autism spectrum that was just about at the age where he would be moving out if he could. If he had a job and he was able to support himself, then he would be on his own. And so that created a sort of empathy that we wanted to make this life happen for this kid. He's just graduating high school and there's a whole world out there for him to explore and enjoy.
Close your eyes for a minute, close your eyes for a second, I won't change my mind.
So I do have a meeting scheduled with local community members to present our project and get their feedback and their honest opinion about what they think would be helpful in designing a future living home.
Please don't let me down. Yeah.
My inspiration for this project is being a mother. I started my nurse practitioner and doctoral program as a full-time employee, a full-time single parent, working to raise, my son who has been sick. He's had asthma. We've had several doctor's appointments, urgent care, hospital, visits, and it hasn't been easy. My mom is the reason why I went into healthcare. She was very sick. She had lupus. I watched her work, go to school, take care of us, cook, make sure the house was taken care of. Seeing her sick, I just wanted to do something to help her, to make her feel better. I watched her in pain, I watched her cry, I watched her sick and in the hospital say, I can't do this anymore. She's my reason why, I wanted to make a difference and help my patients. I miss her so much.
You just got a love song. You just got a love song. You just got a love song.
I do feel like it's my duty as a nurse. I took an oath to help others and provide the best care that I could and use the knowledge that I've learned to educate my patients, to educate the community and policymakers and ensure that the community and where I practice at are healthy, they have a good well-being, and they're happy. Hello, I just wanted to thank you all for taking time to meet with me about a project that I'm working on, and the conversation I'm going to have with you all really truly relies on your experience, your background, your feedback on how we can improve and make sure that this is an impactful and meaningful living space that we're building. I thought I was pretty technologically savvy, computer savvy, but after, kind of slowly diving into this project, there was a lot more for me to learn.
You can put a defined latency if you know the latency of your system, which we can measure, and we can add that to the live streaming layer so that it has a set offset for the latency of your system.
The ones at the top are large arcade-style buttons, very easy to see and press, and just like that little switch that I showed you guys, only takes about 2 wires to a headphone jack.
As we know, social determinants of health accounts for 50 to 70% of someone's social factors that impact their health. That could be their socioeconomic status, their education, their access to health care, access to transportation.
Yeah, at the beginning of this project, we were pretty much giving a general direction of where this project was heading to, and we had to find our own path, each individually and as a team.
For us as students, it was a little difficult at first. We were just given a task, and they were like, just go ahead and figure it out. So that's what we did basically. We kind of created our own requirements, and it was kind of trial by fire, but we learned a lot.
This is the smell device that we're using in our project, and it has up to 10 different scents that can be used in combination or separately. One of the really cool things about this device is it can be used as a mnemonic to help people remember to take their medication by releasing a smell at certain times of the day. Luke, the persona that we used, is sensitive to sound. So we incorporated speakers to address that fact. And one of the tools that works in conjunction with the speaker is the camera. And in the future, we hope to be able to adapt these cameras to sense a person's emotional state. And if these cameras are able to detect a person's mood, they can communicate with the speakers to be able to play a soothing sound. We use these lights to help enhance a person's mood. Usually they would be mounted on the walls to create a pattern which has a very soothing effect. Altogether, all these systems work in conjunction to help affect a person's quality of life.
If something were to happen and it didn't go well, I'd be pretty sad. I want to help someone and make their life easier and make their life healthier. If I can't do that, then I feel like I'm not doing my job, really, you know? So.
One of our team members, Simone Varela, volunteered to go to New York. So instead of there being 3 of us, there was only me and Matt. And like we're both kind of technical people, and Simone was kind of like the cohesion and the glue that, you know, brought the human element to our points of view.
I took an assignment working at a hospital in New York. Today is day 1. We're doing training and orientation. It's very different in New York. They don't have nurse-to-patient ratios, and we were given lots of patients with COVID that were very sick. At the hospital that I was at, they had 5 of their own nurses in the ICU intubated, sick from COVID. So it was scary. It was physically, mentally, emotionally exhausted. We work 13 to 15-hour days. COVID-19 definitely impacted our project because we weren't able to come on site and go in the building.
I wasn't able to do any 3D printing of the models that I've been making for an accessible controller. And VMASC was actually using most of them, most of the 3D printers to make molds of face masks for nurses and hospitals. So aside from me not being able to physically be there to 3D print, most of the 3D printers were being occupied at the time with something that's a little bit more important.
We've been able to keep with the project pretty well, I think, considering how quickly things changed kind of overnight. We're almost finished kind of packaging everything together. I think the last things that I need to do are kind of going back over through the code base and kind of tie it all in a nice bow for the next students.
We did pretty much phase 1, and phase 2 is going to be for the students that are joining next to take our concepts and ideas and bring them to life.
I hope that it improves and gets better and better, especially having students from various disciplines and then new, fresh ideas. I hope that it continues to grow. My goal is that it makes a difference in at least one person's life, and it continues to grow and just get better next semester or next year as students take over each time. Over the course of this project, I really feel like Luke became a real person to me. I see Luke in the future living out his potential.
Luke can do anything he wants, go into any profession.
Luke could become an engineer if he wanted to.
He could work at NASA if he wants, work on developing new technologies, experimental aircraft, creating new spaceships.
And I really feel like he could do anything he wants.
Luke can do anything he wants. The sky's the limit.